Good morning, everybody. I'm just sitting here on a Sunday morning, reminiscing and sharing with you some stories, which I think I'll plan to do once in a while. So I'm just doing a mask. It's called Neptune Cloud. It's in my skin line called glowingskin.ca glowingskin.ca. You can go look. It's Neptune Cloud. It's a really nice mask. And I like to pamper me on Sunday mornings and take care of me and just do nothing day kind of thing. Okay, so I'll leave this on through my video and then I'll go wash it off. So in one of my other videos, I was talking about my beginning and end. And so you saw me talk about leaving the job I had at H Careers on a Friday. Let me back up a little bit. I left one of my first network marketing companies to go to another. But I took a 2-year sabbatical between the two. So how I started the next one, an old friend of named Barry Borthis introduced me to it. How I started the next one is the company was doing infomercials. It was called TriVita International out of Scottsdale, Arizona. And so they were doing infomercials on TV, on radio possibly. I know they did it on TV, on conservative channels. And the infomercials were strictly on sublingual B12, a little blue pill that you put under your tongue and dissolve B12. And so I started buying. In the beginning, they gave us customers to test the market to see how it went, right? So you signed up as a distributor, and I probably had maybe 1,200 customers, and they would do all the marketing to those customers. Every month they'd send them a beautiful catalog, kind of like you get from Costco, with health stories in it and benefits and doctor stories that Dr. Libby behind vitamin C was part of the program. So primarily vitamin C and B12, if you can imagine building a business on that. Well, so I had these 1,200 customers, and I decided at that point, that Friday when I left hcareers.com, that I would go down to TELUS. Went down to TELUS, I bought a headset, I had a laptop. I was going to take my training that I got from H Careers to cold call to big hotel chains and call for myself. So what I did, I came home, plugged in that headset, opened up. I remember it was a beautiful sunny day. The patio door was open. We lived in a condo then. And I felt free. I just felt so free. And I started cold calling and searching on the internet for people in the industry that might be interested in what I have, that might be interested in a company that found a way to find new customers. So I did that for about 2 months, and honestly, we lived on credit cards because we didn't have an income coming in. It wasn't long after that Walter also left. And so about 2 months of this online searching and cold calling, picking up the phone, phoning somebody. I phoned this fellow named Tony. And Tony, timing is everything. And Tony was really a nice, pleasant man. But he said, Mary, he says, I've got 4 other people calling me about the same company. Well, I was on top of it like I just moved on it. And I took care of the fine details, and I got a hold of Barry, and I got a hold of different people that could edify what I'm talking about, and talk to Tony, and follow up is everything. And so finally one day, maybe a week later, I'm not sure, I phoned Tony, and I says, Tony, do you have any other questions? Is there anything I can help you with? And he said, Mary, I feel your urgency. And he says, I've decided to go with you. I got to tell you guys, I held a feeling I had hit a gold mine. Well, I didn't know, actually, that Tony was with a big company for years and a very successful networker and had a lot of contacts. Within 4 months, I think I had 40,000 people beneath me with Tony and the customers he bought and other people and the customers they bought, and it grew and grew and grew. And we would leverage, somebody would buy 20, 50 customers, and the people above them, including me, would give them 5, somebody else gives them 5, somebody else gives them 5. So that's kind of how we structured it. I think totally I probably put in about $40,000 of customers over that period. But my income grew to $17,000 a month in no time. And I was with that company for 20 years, and I left it with 350,000 plus customers. Now, changed my life. Walter and I, 22 years ago, when we first started, when it had begun and the income was there, moved to Nanaimo, and we bought a house, $239,000 for a 33,000 square foot house. My kids were over here. Jenny, let me think. Yeah, both of them were over here. One was here and one moved a little bit earlier. So we had 2 of my daughters over here, one in White Rock, and Walter's son was in Vancouver. So I had my castle. My house was lovely. I loved it. We were just doing really, really well. And then the company lasted about 20 years. But in that time, I had done other things. And, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I learned that a long time ago, especially with TriVita. If I hadn't put my eggs in Saint, for instance, or I did a company or I'm still with a company called Social Exit, was CTFO before. And I had built a business with them. It started out about 8 years ago with CBD, and it was coming into Canada. Marijuana that fall was becoming legal, so it was prime time for CBD. In this particular case, it was hemp CBD, no highs, no psychedelic. It took off like a rocket. I had, I think, 100 people sign up in 30 days just by messaging out on Facebook Messenger. Look at this. Prime time. Timing is everything again. Still with that company with some really high-tech, great products that keep me healthy. And so I believe my energy, my physical being, my health is attributed to all the wonderful, healthy products, natural products that I've taken over the years. And I believe it's from keeping busy and keeping my brain active. And I'm such a creative person. And for me, I've been so fortunate. Things have just fallen in line at the right time. I've just been very, very fortunate. So that was my little TriVita story, which folded about 3 years ago now, I guess. But I'm grateful. It's unfortunate it folded. The company got too high on claims on a product for helping with inflammation, and the FDA sued them for $3 million. So that hurt the company, and it was kind of the time for him, he felt, to close up. And so, but I'm grateful, so grateful for everything it brought me, for the people I've met, for the contacts I've met, for my health, for so many things from that company, from all the travels I did, and conventions, many, many, many conventions in Scottsdale, Arizona, beautiful resorts. And I even had a trip, I remember one time, to Broadmoor in Colorado. It's a beautiful destination. It was astounding. That was a treat I'll never forget. And so I just want to share with you that with one of my business adventures, one of my journeys in life. So I hope you enjoyed that story. That's a bit of who I am. Have a great day.